What is up, guys? How is it going? We are here for a Jaguars United live show. If you're watching this show ex post facto, after the fact, that means you're either asleep because you live in some part of the world where you're not awake at this time, or you're not subscribed, you don't get the notifications. Make sure you subscribe so you get the notifications for when these shows go live. We have a lot of fun. This is a Jaguars show by fans for fans, so you want to be a part of these for sure. If you haven't checked out the latest film breakdowns, the Devin Lloyd film breakdown came out last week, so make sure you check out the Devin Lloyd film breakdown. I'm working on the Chad Muma film breakdown right now. Having a lot of fun with that one for sure. But on the docket today, we are going to be breaking down two of the Jaguars draft picks in the later rounds and defensive back. Now, I figured we'd have a little fun with these. I figured we would do these breakdowns live on a live show. So I haven't done a lot of live show film breakdowns, so we're going to kind of see how this goes. But get into the chat and let me know what you guys think about all things Jags. We'll try to divert here and there and talk about everything that's going on. So if you haven't known yet by the title, Greg Jr. out of Ouachita Baptist, film breakdown, Montraic Brown, 7th round pick out of Arkansas, film breakdown. So should be a lot of fun. Super excited. Nolly Full Cap, first one in the chat. He's a channel member. He spams the member emoji because he's a channel member. Thank you, Nolly. Raiden Shogun says hello. What's up, Raiden? Brandon Latouche says, let's go. I love me some Jags United content. Nolly Full Cap says, Duval, and says, go Avs. We do have the Avalanche jersey in the background because they did just win the Stanley Cup. Not a bandwagon fan. Been a fan my whole life. If you don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you. Alrighty, so we're going to, like I said, we're going to be breaking down the film. I know Greg Jr. was technically drafted first in the 6th round. But I don't really know why. Okay, now I'm not in the meetings. I'm not in the film rooms with the coaches. I don't know their scheme they're going to be doing this year. So something about Greg Jr. out of Ouachita Baptist enticed them to take them earlier than Montraic Brown, who was first team All-SEC at Arkansas. Now, I will say the SEC didn't really have a bunch of stellar offenses. I mean, Bama was good, Georgia was good, but outside of that, I mean, there wasn't a lot of stellar offenses. So being first-team All-SEC as defensive back, while very impressive, I don't think carries the weight that maybe it did 5-10 years ago. No disrespect to either player. I do think Montraic Brown will be a better player. And we'll get to the tape to get there. Raiden Shogun says it's me, Pokey. Oh, it's Pokey. Oh, Pokey's my favorite. Pokey's my favorite commenter, I think. For now. Don't get too mad at me. Kevin says, woo pig Sui and Duval. Okay, let's do it. Hey, I just wanted you to say. Let's jump into this film breakdown. Now, again, I don't know how this is going to look. YouTube may shut it down. I don't know, honestly, because I'm using clipped videos from YouTube and other sites like that. So we are going to definitely get into it right away. Alrighty. So now I'll be completely transparent with you guys. I had to pull some of these clips from his highlight film. Okay, so these Montraic Brown films are going to be like his best plays. Now, I did go through a couple of games and just clipped every play that he was in, so we're going to get to see his how he looked like on a play-to-play basis. Unfortunately, we didn't have that opportunity for Greg Jr. So his clips are everything, the good, bad, the ugly. But it was kind of fun watching some Ouachita Baptist. So we're definitely gonna get into that for sure. We'll let this one play out, and then we'll kind of talk about it. We'll rewind it and talk about how it goes back. All right, so just like a spoiler alert, a lot of Montraic Brown's interceptions. I mean, Montraic Brown had 5 interceptions last year, 6 pass breakups, and 54 tackles, which is a career high for him. Most of them came on him covering the fade route and like throwing jump balls, which I like because in the NFL, when you're an outside corner, that's kind of what you're going to be judged on more than anything. You're not asked to really like break on a slant very often in these modern NFL offenses. You're not really asked to, pass break up a well-executed out or a curl. You kind of give those up in the NFL. It's just the way it goes. It's just impossible with the speed of the receivers. But you have to be able to defend the jump ball. So this type of play he does consistently. If you don't know where he's at, let's Usually plays the outside corner. So here he's going to play outside corner. So you're going to see how he's head up here, right? It looks like he's playing like head up leverage. Now, it's hard to tell from this angle, and hopefully they'll show us a reverse angle. But when you're in man coverage, and looks like that they are, you ideally want your corner to be what's called inside leverage. So you want his outside shoulder to be on the offensive player's inside shoulder. Not here. But he may be comfortable in that position. He may not be responsible for the slant, although it looks like he is. And he may be inside leverage. I just can't see it from this angle. All right, so we see it play out again. Does a good job turning his hips. So he had help over the top, okay? So he had safety help over the top, which he knew he had. You can see 17 here clearly. Because when you're, and again, I'm going to try to talk you guys through some defensive back stuff here. If it gets a little too monotonous, just let me know in the chat. I get geek out on film stuff like this. Ideally, you don't want your defensive back turning his head looking for the ball until he's on the defensive back or the receiver's hip. The safety here, he knows he has safety help, so he kind of has that privilege to turn back and look. He does find himself in this position, in this trail position a lot, so I do wonder how he will be one-on-one on the outside. Hopefully we'll see some of this film here, how that does. He does have safety help. Ball slightly underthrown, makes a play. Look, when you're a corner in the modern NFL, you have to be able just to make a play on the ball, and that's what he does here. All right, so I believe we're going to see him again. This is against Colorado State. He actually had a really good game against Colorado State, okay? Again, you're going to see him here on the outside. And again, this is head-up formation. It looks like I can't remember what happens here. I clipped these like a couple days ago. It looks like he's going to have some cover 2 help here. Looks like the corners are playing the flats because this guy's also playing, in the jam. Maybe this backer plays the flats, and maybe they're in some sort of cover 6. A cover 6 would be quarter, half. Cover 6 is very popular nowadays because it's very useful against the run and things like that. We'll let this play out and see what happens though. Very patient at the line of scrimmage. You can tell he knows he's the better athlete. Like, you don't see that type of play unless you know you're the better athlete there, and you can tell that he is. Teammates are always happy for him. You can tell he was kind of leader of his team. Thank you, SEC Network, for the replay. Look, I like this. Look, he's patient. Look, a lot of DBs, when the receiver gives you this move right at the line, like this move right here, the little hezzy step, a lot of DBs will flip their hips. This was the intent of the receiver. The receiver wanted him to flip his hips, but he stayed pretty patient. So it looks like they were in sort of either a cover 6 or he's coming down into play in the zone. But look, this is as good as you can cover a curl route. I mean, we have a saying when you coach defensive backs, a perfect throw and a perfect pass on a curl or an out is undefensible. Great defense here. Gets low, makes a play on the ball, gets his hand in. Great play there. His teammates show it's there. All right, it looks like, I don't know if you guys can see him. You might be able to barely see him at the bottom of your screen down here. Okay, barely can see him there. All right. Let's see what happens. RPO, rolls out, throws opposite side of the field, never a good idea. But he has to defend the post route. That backside post, I mean, that's pretty impressive there. Now, I know it's Colorado State. Don't come at me and say it's Colorado State. But, I mean, look, backside against the post. Maybe it'll show us a reverse angle here. I think if I remember correctly, the throw was a tad late. Let's see if it gives us a reverse end zone camera. The whole defense is talking to him. He says, get back. He must have been chirping. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so you kind of see him coming to your screen right here, okay? So you have this corner here in a backside post. Look, this is a hard route to defend, especially in man. I mean, this safety should have probably helped back here. He probably got caught up on the RPO. You can tell this guy got caught up on the RPO. He's playing proper leverage. He's looking for work to do. He's kind of, I guess he's doing what he's supposed to do here. Let's see here. That was the wrong guy. I'm out here circling. Okay, so he's going to come into your screen right there. I mean, that's good coverage. That's good coverage. Makes a play on the ball. Plays through the hands. That's it. Now, there's one thing about Montraic Brown that I've noticed a lot in his film is that he has really good timing with pass breakups. Now, you have to be critical on these pass breakups because a lot of times these won't get called in college and they'll get called in the NFL as passing league. So you have to be critical when you're looking at this film. But he consistently has good timing on the pass breakups. Yeah, like to see it. Oh, look at this angle. Hand on the back hip. Yeah, plays through the hands. Bigger receiver. Well, that's all you can ask for right there. That's all you can ask for. All right, we're going to get to some of these comments because we don't want YouTube to shut down the stream. They used to do that. They don't do it much anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not doing as much as I used to do. We'll see here. Let's get some of these comments. Okay. Kevin, Duval Till We Die says, "You're the GOAT." Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. He says, let's go. Brandon says, "I feel like he can be a sneaky good corner." Duval Till We Die says, Duval. Shiny Bellsprout says, "I'm running the fade route right now." Ron Beedry says, "Hey guys, what's up? Go Jags." What's up, Ron? Not much. I mean, not much with me. I mean, I've I had a little lighter schedule this summer. Been kind of taking it easy. I'm doing a lot of film breakdowns and things like that. Not a lot of Jags content out there. I mean, the training camp was like the veterans didn't have to go. It wasn't a lot of noise, which is just good. I mean, it was good, for sure. Kevin says the way Arkansas plays the umbrella defense, we let corners play behind the wide receivers and safeties over the top. Okay, I like that. Us and Them says, "Glad to have him if we get an injury." Now, that's the thing. Both him and Greg Jr., look, we talk about how, they're special teams guys. If you look at their draft profile, which we can take a look at here, I think. Look at their draft profile here. It has him as a average backup or special teamer, right? With a prospect grade of 5.9. But what I don't really get about that is because when you play a position like a receiver or a defensive back or an offensive lineman, it's only a matter of time before they get in the game. Like, we were rolling out dudes off the street at the receiver, DB, and O-line, like for the last 3 or 4 years. Now, it's not ideal, and you don't want that, but at the same time, you got to be realistic that these guys are going to see the field, and not just on kickoff coverage, okay? Like, they're going to see the field. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be a guy who's nicked up, a guy who's sick, COVID protocol, whatever. These guys are going to get into the game, and you got to have reliability. I mean, how often do we see this happen? 6 foot 196. It's funny. Him and Greg Jr. are both 6 foot, about 195. They're both from Arkansas. They both got taken really late in the draft. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of parallels between the two. They don't have the same type of game. I like Montaric Brown's game a little bit better. But that's just as of now. Jessica Mitchell says, "I love the pick. YouTube sucks. GOAT." YouTube's okay. I mean, I was just talking to someone on I was on the Jaguars Reddit, and they asked me, like, why don't I put out podcasts anymore? And I told them because putting out podcasts is a lot of work. Like, you have to upload them to a podcast host server. You got to edit them. YouTube, I just hit record, and I just go, and I just talk to you guys. We read comments. We talk about the Jags together. This is the point of the show, is to get the Jags input. So give me your input on what you think these guys are going to do. If you think they did enough at defensive back or any of that stuff. Jessica Mitchell says, "My name is Patrick." All right, sweet, Patrick. Robert Advert says, "Wow, I'm late. ETN looks ready. Snoop's got hands too." Now, my Snoop Connor breakdown is funny because every once in a while, you'll get gifted a game where you have 2 prospects you can break down in the same game. And we were given that with Arkansas. Really, Travon Walker had a bunch with you. Anytime you get an SEC matchup, you're going to get that. But Montaric Brown, when they had a really good game against Ole Miss, and you get to watch Snoop Connor. And Snoop Connor went absolutely bonkers against Arkansas. Like 3 touchdowns. 2 of them were over like 50-yard runs. Like, went absolutely bonkers against Arkansas. So I clipped a lot of film about Montaric there. So that's going to be good for sure. Jessica Mitchell says, "But I'm glad to see a fellow Jag." Oh, thank you. Me too. He will be a starter. He's going to be sneaky. Ron Beedry says, "Yeah, Brown has game. All right, all SEC." Yeah, he was. First team all SEC. Us and Them. By the way, you got better drawing skills on the screen than Madden. Thank you. I'll mark it up to my Razer Death Adder Pro that I use. All right, how about that? All right, let's get back to this film here. All right, so Arkansas, Texas A&M. He had a good game against Texas A&M too. Hello? Okay, here we go. Weak RPO. steps into the pocket, throws it right to him. Okay? Hey, look, people always like try to knock on defensive backs, like, oh, he threw it right to him. That's not his fault. Like, and how many times did we see our defensive backs drop the ball when they were thrown right to him? So just because the ball's thrown right to you doesn't mean you're necessarily going to catch it, because we saw offensive and defensive both do it. But that's a good one there. I mean, not much to break down there. I mean, he just was the right place at the right time. This reverse angle, is this too far? The reverse angle shows he didn't have to do too much. Look, this is man coverage on the corner route. I mean, he was given man-to-man responsibility on the corner route. And as soon as he did that little breaking out, he had to be responsible for it. Bad throw, made the play. Fans are happy. Can't complain. Kellen Mond resurrected. Looked the wrong way here. Yep, got to put that out there. Got to give your receiver a chance, that's for sure. All right, Missouri. Didn't have, I don't know. I didn't see much from his Missouri game. We'll see what happens here. Oh, yes, he makes a good tackle here. Look, got to be able to tackle. Now, it's one thing we're going to see about Greg Jr. is he's a good tackler. Not quite the same division as the SEC when it comes to tackling running backs and getting through the offensive line. So you like to see this. Wraps up. Like to see him make the tackle here. All right, this is going to be an interception, but I'm a little confused because I don't even know who this quarterback is for Georgia. I have no clue. I've watched football. I don't know who this is. This isn't a quarterback they've had recently. Throws it right to him. But again, look, you throw it right to him so that you can Mathis. So you threw it right to him. Got to make the catch. Got to make the catch for sure. Timmy Devil says probably a lifetime special teamer. Yeah, I would normally agree with you, but I watched a lot of Jaguar defensive backs that should have been lifetime special teamers play a lot of snaps for us. So I'm not going to count anything out at this point. All right. Georgia again. Back to their normal quarterback. I think it's just a PBU right here. Yeah, good PBU. Let's see if we can get a reverse angle on this. Again, look, he plays underneath really well. I mean, he plays underneath really, really well. I mean, if he does his job, and these cover two shells where the safety has help over top, he makes it to where the receiver has to make an amazing catch over him. I mean, we look back at this play right here. He does everything right. This is your basic cover two, and this is perfect position. Perfect position. Gets his hand in there, makes a play. This is George Pickens, by the way. A lot of people wanted the Jags to draft him. Makes a good play on him right there. Montaric shows him what's up. All right, let's see here. Mississippi State. Mississippi State's in the 5-wide empty set. I like to see this. I like to see how DBs play in the empty sets. It's not quite the same as like your standard prototypical, but you see it in the NFL. All right, week 2 of the season. Bubble screen, beats the block. See you later. Let's take a look at that one again. Now, this is football I like to watch right here. This is football that I absolutely love to watch. Now, when you're on the outside here, he knows, look, there's going to be covering a trips bunch. Like, see this trips bunch right here? When you're playing a defense against a trips bunch, you can't just play it man straight up because there's all sort of route combinations you can run that makes it impossible to play man. So you pretty much have to basically let the route unfold in front of you. And like this guy's taking first guy in, this guy's probably taking second guy in, and then he's probably taking last guy out. All right, so they're going to run the bubble screen here. Nice Jimbo staple for sure. I'm sorry, not Jimbo staple. This was Mississippi State. Beats the block. I mean, probably a bad block there by the outside receiver. Yeah, he knows it was his fault. Knows it was his fault for sure. I mean, look, gets his eyes in the backfield, makes the read. You're asking that inside receiver who's up on the line of scrimmage to get out and block him. Yeah, he messed up. His own teammate blocked him. Wow, that's something you don't see every day. His own teammate blocked him. Look at this. That's good. You like to see that, Mississippi State. It's good football. Solid football. Okay, Tennessee. All right, let's see it. Oh, Arkansas is bringing the pressure. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many they got to block? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6v5. Okay. It's 3rd and 3. Things probably aren't going to be going well for Tennessee if I had to guess. We can't really see the end zone, so we don't really know exactly what this is. It looks like a trips. It looks like a 3-by-1. It looks like, let's see here. Quick curl, and I'm telling you, man, Montaric makes plays on that quick curl route. He comes up on the ball and makes plays. All right, rushing 3, drops back. Nope, reads. I like this play right here. We're going to go back on that one for sure. All right, so we're going to see Montaric. He's on the outside like always. And again, you got this trips. It looks like they're going to have safety help back here. But, you know, again, this trips to the strength, I'm guessing, because the quarterbacks were probably right-handed. This trips here out of the empty formation, 3-by-5. 3-by-2, I'm sorry. He's going to come up. Let's watch him on the top of the screen. Like, he must know he has safety help because he turns his back to the outside receiver and then bites up on the ball here. Doesn't make the catch, but makes a good play there. Makes a good play. All right, we'll get to some of these comments, then we'll go back to watch a couple more films, a couple more pieces of film, then we'll watch the Greg Jr. film for sure. All right, I promise. Let's take a look at what we got here. We have Nolly Fullcap, who says, become a channel member to support the GOAT in his drawing skills. Hey, if I'm known for drawing skills, you know, I guess I can't complain too much about that at all. Jersey Jaguar, big things coming for this defense. Definitely. I mean, that's the thing that I think was vastly improved. I mean, it has to be. I mean, you basically spent all your draft picks on defense. You know, it has to improve. It has to. Interesting to see how the offense goes. Now, the Ringer NFL podcast, one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. I like what those guys do. Came out with their rankings of top 10 coaches in the NFL. And a couple of them had like honorable mention Doug Peterson's. And they went on to talk about how they thought the Doug Peterson pickup was great. And they think he's going to be a great coach here in Jacksonville. And they were kind of fawning over it. So, you know, teams got to be better next year. And I know everyone's looking for this like incremental jump, this like little jump between last season and this season. But I really think that we're going to see a huge jump in wins and improvement. So, you know, people always ask me, like, how many wins do you think we're having next year? I don't know, because based on skill, it should be about 6 or 7, but you never know. Injuries happen to other teams. Bad calls happen to other teams. On the same coin, if we flip it over, injuries happen to us. Bad calls happen to us. So, excuse me, putting a number on the wins is impossible. But I want to see an incremental jump, an incremental movement and improvement. That's what I want to see. Cody Jackson says, I agree with Jersey about big things coming to the defense. All right, well, good. I'm glad we have some agreement here in the chat. Duval Till We Die says, I'm really excited about Trevor Lawrence. He's about to have an explosive sophomore season. It's hard to disagree with that. When you look at the guys that they brought in, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, I mean, I'm kind of warming up to Zay Jones. My gut instinct was not so high on him, but I'm kind of warming up to him. Marvin Jones coming back, LaVisca, ETN, James Robinson, if he's available at some point, then yeah, I mean, just the options, you have to be better. Look, I'll say this every show. Urban Meyer's biggest mistake was he did not do enough to help Trevor. The same thing happened in New York with Zach Wilson. The same thing happened in Carolina. You know, Carolina's bringing in Baker Mayfield, but he doesn't have help down there. I mean, Christian McCaffrey can't stay healthy. You know, Robbie Anderson, you know, DJ Moore. I mean, it's okay. They don't have a tight end at all. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just, you know, is Chuba Hubbard still? I mean, I don't know. I mean, just like you have to help your quarterback. Like, there's probably 2 or 3 quarterbacks that can go out there with the squads that these teams that I mentioned have been rolling out there. It'd be effective. And those are guys that aren't on our teams right now. Potentially Trevor, I think, could get there. But, I mean, as a rookie and a sophomore, not quite there. Timmy Devil 999 says, we hope Trevor will have an explosive sophomore season. We have to see it first. I'm tired of getting my hopes up. That's fair. I mean, being a Jags fan is about getting your hopes up. I mean, the way we were let down last year with the Urban Trevor combo, it's hard to come back from that. It's going to take some years. But look, there's no time like the present to come back. Duval Toby says, I'm also really excited to see Josh Allen with this extremely revamped defensive line. The Trevon Walker, Josh Allen combo, it will be interesting to see. Like Timmy said, I'm kind of tapering my expectations on Trevon Walker. I think he's going to be very good eventually, but, I mean, he's playing a position that usually takes players a couple of years to settle into. You're going up against offensive linemen that, you know, are big boys and do this for a living. You know, they've seen your moves, they've seen your strength, they've seen your power, and like the strength you were drafted on, you're gonna see flashes of it, definitely. But I don't think you're gonna see consistent dominance until he gets into this like NFL workout schedule and training schedule that's gonna really just getting older. You know, getting to like your early 20s. It's way different playing in your early 20s, mid 20s than it is in your late teens. Like you're just a different person, and anyone that's been those ages knows that. Like you have a significant advantage when you're 24 than when you're 18. So I think we're going to see the incremental growth of Trevon Walker. You're going to see flashes of it, though. You're definitely going to see flashes. Don't let anyone fool you otherwise. Us and them says, who do you want to see covering Scary Terry week 1? Man, that's a good question. I think it has to be Campbell. I mean, it has to be Campbell. The way he ended the season last year, he's got to be the guy covering the number 1. I'm not big on Shaq Griffin. The way he didn't show me anything last year. Campbell showed me way more last year than Griffin did. So I think your answer is Campbell. Tyson Campbell. I think so. Jersey Jaguar, no doubt it'll be better. The jump from Urban to Doug guarantees that. That's true. Ron Beedry, I'll be happy this year if the game and competitive to the end. I'm not mowing the grass at halftime because I can't watch anymore. Yeah, mowing the grass. I've fallen asleep after a long Saturday night. Yeah, I've been guilty of that. Robert Atzer, we will see if the tight end room can stay healthy, since Doug's 33% of passing scheme goes to tight ends. Good point. Very good point. I've convinced myself to be okay with the tight end room. Evan Ingram, Dan Arnold. I'm hearing good things about Luke Farrell. I really am, and like this is from people that, I wouldn't say insiders, but they have more visibility than me. He's hanging out with the offensive line. I mean, I'm hearing stories of Luke Farrell hanging out with the offensive line. Like you can tell, like they're kind of bringing him in, and you don't usually do that unless they like you. Bortles and Meester, had that kind of thing going on. I'm sorry, Bortles and Linder had that. So you kind of gel with the people that you can kind of see working with you. So I got high hopes for Luke Farrell. Okay. Let's take a look at this Ouachita Baptist. I hope you guys are ready for this Ouachita Baptist film. I really do. It's something else. And I have more Montaric Brown film. I keep saying his name wrong. But we got to get into this. I mean, look, Greg Jr. was drafted high. He was drafted something. So I know apparently he had a good Senior Bowl, but all the highlights from the Senior Bowl are him getting burnt. So I don't know like what they saw. But let's take a journey together down Ouachita Baptist football. All right. Now, if you think that if you think it's not out there, it's out there. Okay. Your boy went through a bunch of Ouachita Baptist film, and I got to say, the Midwest Division II football, something else, man. Something else. Here we have the highly anticipated matchup between Ouachita Baptist and Henderson. Okay, so the good thing about Greg Jr. is he's very easy to find on the field. Okay, he plays exactly like Rashean Mathis. If you remember Rashean Mathis, I mean, they're the same size. They're about 6 foot, 195. They both have the dreads. They both kind of wear the sleeves at times. They play that outside corner. They both are very instinctive. So it's cool to draw those parallels between former Jaguar great Rashean Mathis. But yeah, there's your boy on the film. Let's see. Again, these aren't highlights. Okay, this is just because these are just times he was involved in the play. Good, bad, indifferent. Okay, so buckle up. All right, we're gonna see him on the outside. He's going to come up and make the tackle. Okay, he makes the tackle. All right, hey, I'll take it. Look, there's a reason why my boy was Ouachita Baptist. like first team. All right, first team all conference. All right. Wait, let's go back here. Wait a second. Sorry, guys. Division 2. It's not my fault. Okay. Your boy right here. Okay, so Henderson ran a lot of this like triple option type stuff. Not really triple option, but they ran it from like the pistol, kind of like the San Francisco 49ers did with Colin Kaepernick. That like pistol full house type offense. It's basically the triple option read option, basically what it is. And this is what Henderson did. And you're going to see him line up on the outside here, okay? So basically he's going to be what's called the force player. Now the force player, his job is to force everything back inside, okay? So if the ball ends up down the sideline and he breaks it off for a touchdown, you can't see because my big mug's in the way, but if he goes all the way down the sideline right here, then that is going to be on Gregory Jr., because his fault if that happens. He is the force player, so he cannot let, this is what we teach, the outside shoulder, this outside shoulder get free, okay? So that's his responsibility on any run play that goes his side, all right? So let's take a look here. We're going to see here. Okay, now he's reading run his direction, okay? So now he's got to be triggered in his brain. I cannot let them reach me, right? Cannot let them get my outside shoulder blocked. So he's going to shuffle to the outside. He's going to, this might be the worst block attempt I've ever seen. Hopefully he gets tripped up. Does this guy get tripped up? No, he just is just a horrible job blocking. He's going to push him out of bounds. That's his job. That's his job. Listen, I told you guys, not all these plays are going to be flashy, okay? All right, let's take a look here. Again, he's very easy to find typically. Okay, yeah, there he is. All right, so here he is on the outside. He's going to be playing about 7 yards off, which is pretty rare. He played a lot of press man coverage. It looks like they're showing too high. We'll see what they actually end up doing. Looks like they're in a little soft cover too based on the pre-snap alignment. We'll see what happens. Throws the slant. Okay. So, again, like I was talking about earlier in the show, like modern NFL, not really your responsibility anymore to cover that slant. They're going to have like a linebacker or a nickel back responsible for that first guy in. A little bit deeper. Again, that doesn't quite make the play there, but, you know, he's in the general area. All right. Let's see here. Is this him on the outside? Yes, it is. Okay, and bottom of your screen here. Ooh, that's not what we want. Bottom of your screen here is going to be locked up man on man, okay? So you can see by the alignment of this safety that he's probably going to be playing this like little alley middle of the field. Looks like this. They have a tight end here, so he's going to be playing him in. He's probably going to be playing him out. He's midlining these two guys here, and basically this is going to be their coverage, okay? So essentially, again, this like cover 6 with the backside. A cover 6 is a cover 4 on this side, so you got quarter, and then he's covering the half, and then he's playing the hard man or cover 2 down here. Okay, so it's cover 4 on one side, cover 2 on the other side. It's pretty popular nowadays. All right, he's gonna be locked up, playing head up. Lets an outside release go, which is not ideal in that situation. Okay, I think he is called for a flag here, but I like this defense. Okay, we're gonna see him. Let's check the jam. Not a great jam. Lets him release. Keeps his hands on him. A little too aggressive. Makes a play on the ball, but gets called for pass interference. At the goal line. Let's see what he can do at the goal line. Okay. This looks like a straight man situation here. We're gonna see him line up on the outside here, locked up, 1-on-1. I think I know how this ends. I hope I'm wrong. Let's see here. Let's see the jam. He's pretty low pre-snap. I like that. Throws it up in the air, and I think he gets called for another flag. Yes, he does. There's a flag right there. Okay. So back the same drive gets called for pass interference. He's one of these guys that uses his. This is what we would call this. We would call this using your feet to press rather than your hands. Okay, so ideally you want a corner that can jam with their hands, especially when you're 6 foot, almost 200 pounds. But if you're not relying on it and you're afraid you're going to get beat, you kind of use your feet and you kind of try to stay in front of them. But to give him the benefit of the doubt, he is on the goal line, okay? So there's not a lot of space behind him. He's got to be anticipating the fade, but he's also got to be careful of the slant. This is a tough position to be in. I mean, look how inside aligned all his defensive players are. He's out on an island, but look, your first team all Mountain West D2, whatever it's called, you got to be able to do this, okay? All right, so let's see what happens here. Does he give him a move on the inside? A little move, not much, and just gets caught holding. Scott's holding. Yep, not happy. Me neither. Me neither, Greg. Okay, let's see here. It looks like he's just going to be on the... Okay, look, this is it. Okay, so like I was talking about being the force player, okay? So when you're the force player, again, what happens? You cannot let the outside shoulder get blocked. He's to the field, okay? We call this to the field. Okay, that means he's got a lot of room behind him, got a lot of responsibilities. Henderson's lined up tight. Again, remember, they're a triple option type team. You can run triple option out of the shotgun, and it's fine. So they're going to do a little sweep here. He's got to not let this alley get taken advantage of. Let's see what happens here. Let's keep your eye on him here. Okay, he's worried about this blocker coming to get him for some reason because he's a small wide receiver. I mean, he should have blown that. Should have blown that up, bro. I mean, he should be on the 35 right now. He's going to take on the block, disengage. Not a great angle. Not a great angle. All right, last play from Henderson. Screen. Does he defeat the block? Yes, he does. Okay, so there he goes. He defeats the block there. All right, if you don't know where he's at, he's right here. Defeats the block and makes the play. Okay, so that outside physical corner is the type of guy that he is. All right, so just kind of give you a little snapshot. We're going to get to some more plays here in a second. Again, just want the YouTube algorithm to not get us in too much trouble here. Let's get caught up on some of these comments here. Robert Atford says, we will see if the... Okay, I got that one here. Joseph Drawbond. I always wanted to ask someone, if we didn't have the above average of pass drops last year, how many more wins would we have had? I mean, I'll let you guys debate that in the comments. I'm going to say probably one more win. I mean, it wasn't necessarily the drops that kept us from winning games. It was the drops that kept us from like getting momentum. So because of that, I wouldn't necessarily say it cost us games, just kind of cost us momentum, and momentum can carry over. It was just one of those situations where it frustrated you because every other aspect of the game was like, you knew the linebackers were bad. You knew the corners were young and bad. You knew the D-line was bad. You knew the O-line was injured. You knew the running back room was injured. You knew the receivers were going to have to step it up. Like going into the season, you were like, all right, the receivers got to be like it. And for them to drop the ball was just like the icing on the cake. The coaching was bad. The quarterback play wasn't great. So it just wasn't good all around. So I don't think necessarily would have led to more wins. It just kind of brought the momentum like to a screeching halt. Yeah, didn't like to see that for sure. But I don't know. It's a good question. Ron Beedry says, oh my God, that's funny. All the highlights of him are getting burnt. What in the world? You must have watched the highlights of the Senior Bowl. They're not great. A lot of one-on-ones. I don't know what they saw. I mean, I started the show with that. I don't really know what they saw. I mean, if I'm going to take a guy out of Division II, Wachita Baptist, like, they got to be a freaking stud. Like, they got to be, like, all-world player. But look, man, maybe at a private workout, again, maybe there's something in their scheme they were missing. Maybe they're missing that outside physical corner that can hold the edge against these running teams. I mean, maybe they anticipate going up against these teams in the AFC South that have that really focus on receivers blocking and multiple tight ends, and you got to have corners that can keep their outside shoulder free and can be the force player. And I think that might be Greg Jr.'s best aspect, is being the force player on runs. So maybe that's what they're looking for. I don't know. Maybe they just specifically need a special teams gunner. I don't know. I mean, if you look at his like draft profile, we see a 5'8" average backup or special teamer. 6 foot 190. He's probably a little heavier than that. It looks like he plays a little heavier than that. Strengths, height, weight, and speed prospect. Okay, I mean that this 4 times is 4 time on here. I think it's 4 times like a 4.5 or something like that. Could offer corner safety versatility. I disagree, but maybe. Fluid hips and create smooth transitions. Okay. I mean, I think Montaric Brown's hips are more fluid and he's smoother, but shows ability to flip and flow with the route break. Okay, so they like his ability to flip his hips. This is Lance's line. Plus speed and burst to close. Displays above average pop as a striker. Should become a core special teams talent. Weakness. Technique requires a rebuild. Okay, so His technique requires a rebuild, but he's got fluid hips and creates smooth transitions. That kind of seems like an oxymoron to me, but I maybe. Enormous leap in level of competition coming. Yeah, I'd say so. Declares hips unnecessarily. Okay, so like, what is it? Like it stares at receivers and is unaware of run development. It's not good. Has only one career interception. So this is what gets me. Like, you drafted a dude out of Division II. Maybe they are going to play him at box safety. Maybe they are going to bring him in to play downhill against the run, strong safety, line up at the 7-yard line, come downhill in heavy formations. Maybe that's what they're going to do. Needs more forceful attack on the block. Never mind. They're not going to do that. Okay, I don't know. I mean, these draft, you can't read too much into these draft profiles, but not ideal. All right, let's take a look at another game that he had. All right, let's see who this is one's against, if it ever loads here. Okay, this is Henderson. We're tired of Henderson. Oh, this is all Henderson. Okay, sorry. Let's go to Oklahoma Baptist. Okay, Oklahoma Baptist. All right, here we go. Wachita Baptist in Oklahoma versus Oklahoma Baptist. This is like some Baptist on Baptist crime right here, okay? I think we're not going to see him quite yet. I think he's on the outside over here. I think this is week 1. All right, let's see here. Throws out to the screen. Yeah, I mean, look, takes on the block. You saw that, you guys. I mean, he's on the outside. He's going to take on the block, force the guy outside. Yeah, there you go. Nice, not bad. Rasheen Mathis-esque, I'm telling you. Okay, we're going to see the top of your screen here again. Again, he's going to defeat the block and force him out of bounds. Okay, so maybe Oklahoma Baptist really thought that they had something here with this blocking out on Gray. And this is good. Now, I'll give him credit because, I said a lot of things about him that probably weren't very nice, and he's probably a great guy and probably even a really great player. But look at the intensity that he attacks his block with. Now, I know we just read his draft profile that he does not attack blocks with intensity. I disagree. Look at this right here. Watch him attack this block. I mean, aggressive, keeping his feet churning. I mean, that's good. That's good. I mean, that number 10 it was a pretty good route runner throughout the game. Again, top of your screen. Not going to see him pre-snap. Good release by the receiver. Look, I can't blame him for this because, look, like I said, 10, the guy he's covering, good receiver now. Like the dude is quick out of this off the snap. Quick release. Let's take a look at it. I mean, just watch him. Watch his release. Now, ultimately, this receiver is going to run a little wheel behind him, and then Greg Jr. is going to, appropriately go tackle him. But he's worried about 10 all game. He was following 10 wherever 10 went. He went. He was worried about him. And this is a pretty good release. This is going to pretty much take him out of the play. I mean, watch this. First one off the ball. I mean, that's a good route. And makes the play. That's all you can ask for in that situation. All right, top of your screen again. You can barely see him sneak in the top of your screen there. Okay. There you go. Now this looks like a little cover 4 because if it were, he's probably got a safety behind him, but it looks like that he's going to turn. I mean, this is what they kind of talked about. He needs a technique rebuild because this is not necessarily what you want to see. I mean, you don't want to see him just play with his back to the sideline here because then you're giving up everything here. And then even an Oklahoma Baptist quarterback can pick up on that and read that. Okay, so does make the play eventually. Gets a little curl route, comes up, makes the tackle. That's all you can ask for. Okay. Oh, this is a Wachita Baptist commercial. I thought it was only fair, since I'm ripping their game film, that we'd give them a chance, to promote their school. Look at this. Look at that. That seems like a nice school. You got cheerleaders, dances, lakes, diversity on campus. Chick-fil-A. Is that Chick-fil-A? They got Chick-fil-A. They got Chick-fil-A on campus. Look at this. They got a Chick-fil-A on freaking campus. Are you kidding me? I'll let you know what's in this cup, my guy. It's supposed to be a Baptist school. But hey, if you're looking for a Baptist school in Oklahoma, look at this. You can be part of this friend group. That could be you, Ron Beedry. Ron Beedry, that could be you right here. Arm around the girl because you're a player. That could be you. All right. So now we have him lined up on the outside here. This is against Oklahoma Baptist. Again, like I told you, he's on the bottom of your screen. You can't quite see him because of my camera. But he's lined up against number 10. He's right behind the camera. You can barely see him there. Good inside release. Plays a slant, nice and physical. Look, I told you 10's a dog now. Look at that slant. Makes the catch there. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's go to another game here. Let's go to I think this is Northwest Oklahoma State University. Okay, I think I got that right. Okay, let's see here. Not a great job by the cameraman here. Okay, all right, he fixed it. All right, so now we're going to see, and again, this goes back to that kind of technique. I'm not a huge fan of this pre-snap alignment. I don't really like the DB with turned like 3/4 like that. I mean, I get it. You can see the whole field, but then you're just declaring what you're doing pre-snap. So, like, when you're the quarterback and you're, like, surveying this pre-snap, like, you know exactly what's happening. These guys, he's playing outside, he's playing cover 2, and even if he rolls down and he rolls in the middle of the field and they're a cover 1, like, you still know that he is responsible for all of this, so this is going to be wide open. He's responsible for all this, so this is going to be wide open. This is why I don't like declaring what you're going to do as a defensive back like this. Bill Belichick says the same thing. So, whatever. Maybe their DB's coach taught them to do that, so I can't get on them, but hopefully that's a technique change that happens here in Jacksonville. They run the jet sweep. He's there. He takes on the block. Doesn't have to do much, but at least he attacks the block. He didn't in the last play. Okay, you're going to see him in the same exact spot. They're going to run the little inside zone. He's probably going to pursue the ball. Look, I told you, they might bring him in here as this little box safety. I mean, because, he gets his eyes to the ball carrier, and he's pretty reckless. I mean, he's pretty reckless and abandoned to the ball carrier, so you can't hate on him for that. All right, top of your screen. Oh, okay, so I like this, actually. You know why? Because we finally get to see him in a freaking one-on-one jump ball situation. Thank you to this DN with absolutely no discipline, jumping in the backfield, Dante Fowler-esque right here, okay? The easy call for the linesman, and now we're going to have to get a one-on-one free play. I love this. When I saw this, I got super excited, okay? So let's see what happens here. Free play, got a little late jump there. Look at that. Uses the sideline as an extra defender. I mean, that's rule number 1 as a defensive back. Use the sideline. Not a great throw. It's a free play, buddy. At least put it in. It's a free play, dude. Put it in play. I don't know. That's disappointing. If I was a quarterback's coach, I would be absolutely pissed about that play. Let's get back to some of his comments for a second. Okay, I'm real behind. My bad, guys. Timmy Devil says, if it could go either way with Hutchinson and Walker, 1 year Popoff as a super senior playing with younger guys versus Walker, not a sack leader, no major awards, but production in all 3 years. And, I mean, we've had the Trevon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson talk a lot in the couple last episodes, but it really does come down to they're different players. Like, I think Aiden Hutchinson plays more of the role that Josh Allen does, and I think Trevon Walker plays, more of a big end role. I know this. I mean, I just think their playing styles. Trevon Walker's gonna help you a lot more against the run, a lot more. I mean, that's important. Chase says Montaric's hips don't lie. I like it. STH Ketchum says, "Let's go. The Yorks are all quarter Duval at best." I don't know what that means. Ron Beedry. Yeah, that's me at the Baptist College drinking coffee, bro. It's iced coffee. Hey, I know you're gay, Ron. Moon Religion says Wichita. Is it Wichita? Is it Wichita? No, it's Wachita. It's Wachita, trust me. It seems like he held his own at the Senior Bowl, which gives me confidence in him. Okay. Josh Burns says, you're the effing man, bro. Oh, thanks, Josh. Dude, I appreciate that. Robert Adrid says, Muma could play strong. He's faster than he looks. Okay. I'm not going to give all my secrets on Chad Muma right now, but I've been watching some of his film, and I am, like, in love with Chad Muma. I did not realize he was so good in coverage. I don't know why I thought Muma was, like, your middle linebacker, like Paul Posluszny, played between the tackles, a hard nose. You read the gaps, get to the gap before the guard does. I don't know why I thought that, but Muma is not that at all. Muma is like a free safety. Muma's like a strong safety that like grew and had no other option but to play linebacker. He played safety in high school. He played receiver in high school. He's like really athletic. He's really good at hands. He had like 2 or 3 pick sixes. I mean, like the guy's like a beast in coverage. His hips are better than Craig Jr.'s. I'm not even kidding you. His hips are insane. Wait till that film breakdown drops. I think this week. We'll see. Moon Illusion says, whoa, Where's the Matt Jones jersey? Matt Jones got supplanted by the Colorado Avalanche jersey. For those of you that don't know, I'm a big Colorado Avalanche fan, and the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup a couple weeks ago. So I had to show my support. I'm going to be replacing all 3 jerseys here very soon, so you have to be on the lookout. Actually, one of the players is staying, but it's a different jersey. I'll tease you there. Maverick Harden says, "Hey Jaguars United, how have you been? I've been good. Been kind of taking it easy over the summer. Got a little bit of time off. Been doing some stuff on Twitch. If you guys are into Twitch, I've been on there. It's just Jags United. I've been kind of inconsistent. To be honest with you, I've been golfing a lot. Okay, there's the truth of the matter. I've been golfing a crap ton, like 3-4 times a week. If you don't know, golf takes like 4 or 5 hours, and that doesn't count like the bar after. So it's like the clubhouse bar. It's an all-day thing. So that's what I've been doing, to answer your question. I'm getting pretty good, though. Any of you in the Jacksonville area want to play golf, hit me up. I'm always down to play at 18 on the links. Josh Burns says, "Don't sleep on Muma." I'm not, dude. I'm not. Dude, I think in nickel situations, you're going to see Muma on the field. Like 3 DBs, 3 linebackers, like 1 safety. Muma playing a safety. I'm not kidding you at all. Robert Edwards says, 44 is coming in hot. There's coming bet. Yeah, I agree. Beedry, yes, I have watched a few of these draft videos, and the Jaguar players, yeah, I watched like everyone, and many analysts are super high on Chad Muma. They love him. Yeah, I mean, I hate how I have to watch him play. I hate how I have to watch Mountain West games. I don't like Mountain West games at all. I don't like watching the Mountain West at all. I would rather watch Cheetah Baptist than Mountain West. But besides that, I'm having a great time watching the film. Ever played disc golf? Yeah, I have. Actually, Nolly, I used to be like super competitive into ultimate frisbee, which is like I played safety in high school, so I would just play like defense. And I would just like level people. Like they would throw the frisbee up, and I would just go. I was kind of like the Ed Reed of ultimate frisbee. Not so much disc golf though. But I got some buddies that are super into it. Great drinking game. They take their little stroller full of discs with beers. Great time. Maverick Harden says, everyone better not sleep on the Jags and Gators this season. Okay, I can't say much about the Gators. I mean, I do follow college football, but I don't think that the Gators are going to be very good. They have a new coach who I don't think is very proven, and they don't really have much on the offensive side. But listen, if you want to believe that, that's fine. Linebackers are deepest position, says Israel Otero. Okay. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I like our... Yeah, it has to be. I mean, with all the draft picks we took, was Edge technically already? I don't know. I mean, like Smoot. I don't know. All right, let's not sleep on Wachita Baptist. I mean, we did the research, so let's watch it. Okay. All right. At this point, Wachita's up big. Okay. Well, maybe one more play. We don't want to see this blowout football. I mean, this is 17th ranked Wachita Baptist versus Northwest Oklahoma State University. Okay. This is. I think this was homecoming. You guys didn't think that I would get into this? Come on now. I watched like 5 games of Wachita Baptist. Of course I watched their homecoming game. Let's see what he does here. He's on the way up top up here. Look at the QB rollout. Not on my boy. Little QB naked boot. Look at the break on that. That's what I'm talking about. Look at okay, now that's... Can y'all see that? Okay, you can barely see him. Okay, you can barely see him up here on your screen. I got a big old screen here I'm looking at. All right, now here's what I want you guys to watch. Excuse me. Let me take a little sip here. It's water for you kids at home. All right. It is homecoming. Look at this little graphic right here. Oh, you can't see it. All right, so I want you to watch his hips. Watch how low he gets. Watch how well he moves. When you're 6 foot, you got to be able to get low. All right. These like 5'8" DBs, like come on, anyone can do that at that size. Gets low, he moves well, smooth hips, and breaks up on the ball. So let's take a look here. Let's watch him. Low. Oh, look at that movement. And then breaks. What a break. All right, enough of Northwest Oklahoma State. They're terrible. All right, who we got here? SNU. I can't remember who SNU is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I do know that the GAC is the Great American Conference. So Greg Jr. was first team all Great American Conference. That I can tell you for a fact. All right, so Greg Jr. top of your screen right here. All right, he's going to be matched up. This is like a one-on-one matchup. Again, don't like this stance. I mean, a split stance? Like, whoever the DB coach at Wachita. Come on, bro. Like, what? I'd like to think that the DB coach, as a former DB coach myself, I'd like to think that he, over and over again, he told him how to align pre-snap. And it just when he got caught up in the game and he got caught up, doing things, he forgot. But come on, bro. Like, that's not how you want to be lined up. All right, let's see. Look at this play. Oh, I like that. I forgot about that. Okay. All right, so we got a little trickery here. Look at this. Look, okay, this is triple option right here. Triple option. This is a wing T. This is a straight wing T. Okay, you removed wing here, all right? Let me teach you guys a little bit about the wing T. All right, so you got a wing here, all right, a tight end here, a fullback, and then you have, he was split out in the slot, but in the traditional wing T, like you saw in the 90s and like things like that, this guy would be lined up here as a wing, and then you have this tackle here. So, like, really, the purpose of this offense is to get the defense flowing the wrong direction, and the offensive line have to execute every single block, and there will be a gap. It's called helmet-on-helmet football, or a hat for a hat. And if you block your man, they should technically be able to get yards. The problem is a 3-yard run is a win in this offense. So if you lose, you get a 2-yard run, or you get a penalty and you're back 5 yards or 10 yards on a holding call, which happens a lot because you're running the ball every single play, then now all of a sudden a 3 to 4 yard win play puts you behind the sticks. There's the problem with the wing T and why no one does it anymore. But I do kind of like what they're doing here because I like the wing T, to be honest with you. All right. Nothing there. So the fullback, whose job is to get like 2-3 yards, he says, you know what, I'm going to bounce it outside. I'm going to reverse field. I'm going to get to the outside here. Look at the speed on this fullback. Stiff arms this blocker. And then Greg Little says, if you don't know where he's at, he's going to absolutely stroke both the offensive player and his teammate. Bam. Bam. Now, I could watch this all day. I really could. I could sit here all day and watch this. I mean, I don't care what the defensive backs coach is teaching. Give me a DB that does this, and I won't tell you anything. See ball, get ball, okay? Gata, if you've ever played football, okay? Oh, I like to see that right there. Sorry, I'm getting carried away, guys. My bad. All right, so I think we're going to see him at the opposite side of your screen here. Sorry, this is my first time. Okay, so he's lined up here. Again, SNU ran this sort of like triple option type offense. So a lot of times, you would have, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is actually a nickel look. You didn't see this nickel look a lot in this game. All right, so let's see how he plays it. Outside corner. He's going to come all the way across. Yeah. Oh, don't like that, Greg. Don't like that. You never want the quarterback putting a move on you. Can we just watch 54 for a second? Can we just watch 50? 54 or 52? It's the backside. Oh. Okay. I don't mean to talk crap about D2 football, guys. I would never. This backside right guard does this job. He's going to pull, and he's going to get to the opposite side of the field. Great play. I mean, this is a power from shotgun, inside zone, run behind your blockers, get behind your guy, let your guard maul a linebacker or maul a DB, and pick up some yards. Keep your eye on this guy. My boy looks like he couldn't play at a Florida high school around here. He'd get blown up. The quarterback has to push him into his block. Oh, poor guy. Greg, gotta make that tackle. This is getting bad, guys. We're about to end the show. I'm getting a little carried away here. Sorry, guys. All right, look at this. Full house pistol formation, okay? Now we're talking, boys. Okay. I know you guys are wondering, like, what would I do if I were running an offense? Because you guys ask yourselves that all the time, man. I wonder what Jaguars United would do if he were an offensive coordinator. This is the offense I would run right here. Quarterback, back, back, back. We call this full house pistol, baby. Now, I'd spread these guys out. I'd have this guy way out here. I'd have this guy way out here. And now you got a DB here, a DB here. And guess what? These two undersized guys now have to play with these two. Now we could go inside, we could go outside, we could run triple option from here. We could pre-snap motion these backs here. We could put tight ends in the backfields with the evolution of the tight end. It's basically a receiver nowadays. Think of the versatility you have there. Don't know why more teams don't do it. One day maybe someone will hire me. Let's see what he does here. It's top of your screen. Struggling everybody but Greg Jr. Almost makes an interception there. I mean, he probably wouldn't be able to get his feet in bounds. Not great technique here. Not a great throw. Then again, this is not. All right, last play. Last play. We'll read comments and we'll call it a day. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I'm excited here. Right here. Right here. Pick up the ball. Scoop. Oh, I thought it was going to be a scoop and score. Hey, right place, right time, baby. Something to be said for being in the right place at the right time. That's for dang sure. All right, let me get some of these comments for real quick. Maverick Harden, everyone better not sleep on the Jags and the Gators. Got that one already. DJM says, Jason-san, I'm so late. It's okay. The good thing about these live shows is they get recorded and they get put on the channel. Automatically, I do nothing. Ben Haney says, oh, I'm late. See, this is what happens when I don't start my shows at 9 p.m. I started a little earlier tonight because I wanted to play a little Overwatch tonight. I've been on a little Overwatch kick. So I started a little later tonight. Earlier tonight, and I'm missing all the regulars, and they're coming in a little late. So Ben and DJM, I am so glad that you're here, but you better go back and watch this video later. Robert Atchert says, LOL. Devin, we'll know this one. Israel Otero. Devin Lloyd will be Rookie of the Year. I like that. That's a good segue to, if you have not yet watched my Devin Lloyd film breakdown, they're a lot more organized than what this was, but not as fun if you ask me. But I do appreciate all you guys being here. Nolly Full Cab member being here. Thank you, Nolly, for being a channel member. That means a lot to me. Israel Otero, thank you for being here. Robert Atzer was in the chat. Moon Illusion, it's always good to see you. Beedry, of course. Everyone else, Timmy Devil, all the guys that are always here. Jersey Jaguar. If I didn't get to you, I'm sorry, but I love all of you guys. Thanks for being a part of the show. Have a lot of fun. I always forget how much fun these are until I do them. But be looking out for the Chad Muma video. It's going to be coming out this week. I'm doing a film breakdown on him. Some other content. Check out my Twitch, Jags United. Follow Twitter, Instagram, all that other crap. Hey, go Jags. Let's have some fun, boys. Let's get after it, all right? Hit me up on Twitter. Some stuff you'd like to see.